For the others was more like just the entertainment, like the TV shows of the night. He just was trying to spend their time and do something different. And for me, it was very funny because couldn't believe that. I don't know. I When I was reading that part, I never imagined that, or the plot twist that he was experimenting on that part. So for me, it was interesting and also very realistic because I don't know the people sometimes do some things without think a lot of the background or the context. Just do their tax and don't see how it affects or what are happening around them. So for me, it's a very clear example of how of the level of trust that I can have on that book. In the other hand, um, during the book, you can see how he was evolving after that first chapters. They get sick, and a healer from the one of the community tried to save him with ayahuasca. And after that point, you can see the real meaning of the book because when he was during the uh, effects of that drug, he was experimenting some hallucinations regarding their family and also about their fears, and that was they explained their Jaguar. When that that community from Quechuas um, said that phrase, it's more related with the fear. Try to be closer with your fear and do their best to make it more real, make it more closer to you, and try to experiment, fight with them, and heal yourself because one of the points that are mentioned a lot on this book, it's the point of view that we have on some activities and some people about our context, about the environment around us. And I don't know if that was just like a metaphor to understand that part. Um, but that's not the end of the book. That's just the first part. After that, you can see how it was evolving the character because at the beginning of the book, he mentioned that he was married, and when he was gaining experience on their company, he was having more responsibilities and having more money and power since uh, he ha- he was having like 8 offices around the world, one in Boston and the other ones in other countries. And it's quite interesting because after he saw that uh, about their fears about her Jaguar, they experiment some changes, and live some experiences that change in a ugly way. I don't know how to say that. Like, after a couple of years, he divorced from her wife, and also he couldn't even sleep. He had a lot of nightmares about what he was doing after those years because uh, their job was very related about how the governments threat deal with some uh, American companies, and how they influence on that countries. And I don't know, it's like a combination between some very spiritual about how our fears, how our point of view can do a lot of changes on our lives. In the other hand, you can see the, the different experiences that he was involved just to participate with the government of United States. And I don't know, it's like a mix. I don't know. I don't read a lot about this kind of books, so I don't know if that's very normal. But for me, it was very interesting because you can have a little bit of everything, and then and don't you get bored. So for me, it was a very pleasant experience, and I recommend read that book if you are interested in try something different or try something related and how the companies, the government, and how they think in and plan their their the way of how they involve it and how they work on some south countries. And I think that's all. It was very interesting and I enjoy it a lot. Thank you very much.